This is a story of two sisters, bound by blood, torn apart by betrayal. What began as love and family became a heartbreaking scandal that shattered everything. Her name is Angela. Her younger sister's name is Vivian. And what Angela did left an entire family broken. Angela and Vivian grew up inseparable, best friends in childhood, partners in mischief, and each other's biggest supporters. Angela, the elder by 5 years, was like a second mother to Vivian. They shared clothes, secrets, and dreams. Their mother always said, "You two are lucky. Not everyone gets a best friend and a sister in one." Vivian looked up to Angela. She admired her strength, her beauty, her independence. But what she didn't know was Angela had always been a little envious. Not of Vivian's life, but of her joy, her purity, her ability to love without fear. Vivian met Michael at university. Tall, kind, and ambitious, he was everything she ever prayed for. When Michael proposed, Angela was the first to cry tears of joy. She planned the bridal shower, picked out the wedding dress, and even helped Vivian write her vows. Angela was always there, always supportive, always watching. The wedding was magical, but something changed that night. While Vivian danced with their father, Angela stood alone, her glass of wine trembling in her hand, her eyes fixed on Michael. That night, something dark bloomed in her heart. Months into the marriage, Angela and Michael developed a friendship. It started innocently, late-night calls for advice, lunch meetups to talk about Vivian, and occasional texts that seemed harmless. At first, Vivian noticed but brushed it off. "They're family," she told herself. "They care about me. They'd never..." But behind closed doors, Angela began to cross lines. She'd wear low-cut tops when Michael visited. She'd laugh a little too loudly at his jokes. And one day, when Vivian was away on a weekend retreat, Angela made her move. It was subtle at first, a kiss that lingered too long, a secret shared in the dark. Then, a night of passion neither could take back. Michael was riddled with guilt. But Angela, she felt something else, triumph. She had stolen a piece of her sister's life, and she didn't want to give it back. The affair continued in shadows. Angela told herself it was love, that Michael had always loved her, not Vivian, that she was the better sister, the better woman. Then came the moment that changed everything. Angela discovered she was pregnant. She didn't tell Michael right away. Instead, she manipulated the situation. She told him she was lonely, that no man would love her because of her age, that he was her only comfort. Michael began to break down. He couldn't hide the lies anymore. The pressure was unbearable. And then, Vivian found the messages. It was a rainy Tuesday night. Vivian had borrowed Michael's phone to send a quick message, only to find weeks' worth of chats with Angela. Photos, confessions, plans. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She quietly packed a bag, left the house, and drove to her parents' home. Angela arrived an hour later, hoping to twist the story, to blame Michael, to say she was vulnerable. But when she walked in, Vivian was waiting, with both their parents. What followed was a confrontation so raw, so painful, it shattered the very foundation of their family. Angela gave birth to a baby girl. Michael refused to claim the child, choosing instead to move to another city out of shame and disgrace. Vivian filed for divorce and cut ties with both of them. Their mother wept for weeks. Their father refused to speak to Angela. And Angela, she was left alone, with a child born out of betrayal, with a sister who would never speak to her again. Years passed. 10 years later, Vivian received a letter. It was from Angela. She was ill, diagnosed with late-stage cancer. She wrote, "I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I don't expect it. But please, if not for me, meet your niece. Her name is Grace. I named her that because I always hoped one day you'd show me yours." Vivian hesitated. The wound still ached, but something within her stirred. She went. Angela was frail, barely recognizable, but her eyes lit up when Vivian entered, and in the corner of the room stood a little girl, Angela's daughter, with Vivian's eyes. They spoke. They wept. They didn't forgive. but they understood. Angela passed away 3 months later. Vivian adopted Grace, not out of pity, not out of guilt, but out of love. For the child who bore no fault in this tragedy, she raised her not as a reminder of betrayal, but as a symbol of healing. They say betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from family, and sometimes the scars never heal. But forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it redeems the future. Would you have forgiven her, or would you have walked away forever? What would you do if your sister stole your husband? Would you ever forgive her? Let us know in the comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and come back for another video from our channel.